Hi friends, it's Tracey from Tea Time with Tracey and Crew or Company or whatever. This is the first video I've done back on my book channel in about a year, and I'm so sorry about that. I had planned on doing a teacup and teapot and sit down. I had it all ready because my kids were supposed to go to school today, but school is canceled. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I heated up extra large Tim Hortons coffee my husband got me. I don't usually have such a gigantic coffee, but he got it for me and it's delicious. And I thought, well, before all my kids get up, I have all the books I want to read this month. I'm terrible at sticking to TBRs, so I picked more books than I know I can probably read this month. So out of these books, I plan on reading between 8 and 10. Like, I don't know. It all depends. I'm a mood reader. So I'm just going to dig into it. The first book, I actually started this last night, which is supposed to be for my March, but I couldn't help it. I didn't realize I had 2 copies of this. Mo Hater's Skin. This is the 4th book in the Jack Cafferty series. It's like a thriller crime series, but quite dark and disturbing. There's some really sensitive check triggers when you read Mo Hater, honestly. I haven't read a million thrillers, but out of all the ones I have read, I find hers to be darker out of anyone that I've read. But yeah, anyways, Mo Hater. I think the first one was Birdman. The second one was, I forget, one was Ritual and one was something else. I don't know. There's I think 6 or 7 in the series. So I'm slowly working my way through them. So I'm going to finish this book off out of all the books first. There. I don't really know a whole lot about the books that I want to read, but I'll show you. It's last month I read all, like, I say romance. They're dark romance, dirty books. This month I wanted to switch it up and read horror and thriller, and things like that. So I am reading this by Jonathan. I don't know if that's his real name. I'm not trying to make fun, but Jonathan, like Jonathan. This one's called The Groomer. I really don't know what it's about. I know it's an extreme horror. I'm thinking it has to do with, well, check triggers for any books that I read, okay? Pedophilia and trafficking and things. That's what I get from this. I don't know. And I don't want to know. I want to go into it blind. And yeah, it looks kind of sick. I'm a big horror reader and any kind of romance reader. I flip-flop. And then sometimes I have miscellaneous ones. Another one I want to read is Ted Dekker. I've never read anything by him. I have a few books by him. This one's called 3. I read the backs of these books yesterday, so I have a gist of what they're about. This one is about a man is driving in his car. He gets a mysterious phone call, and he says within 3 minutes, if you don't complete a task, your car is going to blow up. He ditches his car, and his car blows up. So he didn't die, but his car did blow up. He gets another call, and it gets crazier and crazier from there. So it's some sort of a thriller. I don't know. I don't even know reviews about this, but I bought it for $2.49. So there. Another one is Burning Girls by C.J. Tudor. I forget, I did read this. It has to do with about a vicar at a local parish hangs himself in the nave of a church. Reverend Jack Rock, a single parent and 14-year-old daughter, arrives at the village hoping for a fresh start. I think it's a murder mystery. I want to read. I want to go into it blind. But The Burning Girl, I have another book. I think it's The Chalk Man or something. I haven't read that either, but I thought I'd start this one because I like the match house. That. Karen Slaughter. I have some Karen Slaughter books. I've never read any. I thought I'll start with this one. Again, I don't really know a whole lot about it. I think this book starts out when there's two sisters that are young, and maybe their mother dies or a sister dies, and then 20 years down the road, the two sisters come back together in something. I'm not sure. I'm doing a terrible description of these books. I just have a mountain here and I need to get through them. But I want to read this one, and it's going to be my first step into Karen Slaughter. I like the edges of these, like the rough edges. I don't know what they're called, but I love books like that. I know some people can't stand them. I love them. Another one I want to read is Lucy Foley. I've had this book for 2 years and I've never read it. It gets mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people hate it. And it's really short. So I think I'm going to read this one. It's a murder mystery. I believe a group of people go to a wedding. You'd kill to be on it. Go to a wedding on an island and somebody dies. And they got to figure out who it is. So it'll be interesting to see where my take is on it, because sometimes I like books that most people hate, and sometimes I hate books that the general love. So, all right, this one I bought secondhand when I was out west last year, the year before. I believe I bought it, I thrifted it. I don't know what the price was, but it's Chuck Wendig. I have another book by him. I forget what it is. Is he the guy that wrote Book of Accidents? I forget. Anyways, this one's about hackers. I think there's 3 or 4 hackers, like criminal hackers, but they're caught, and in order to not be prosecuted, they are hired by, I don't know whether it's the government or something, and the association's called the White Hats. So they have to work for the good guys to be hackers, but the 4 of them call themselves the Zeros. I don't know if it's a thriller. I don't know whether it's an adventure thing. I don't know at all. I just bought it because I thought the cover was cool. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. This one is popular, or had been popular. No Exit by Taylor Adams. It's about a blizzard at a gas station, and people are stranded there because it's such a blizzard. But one lady goes out to her truck and she sees some sort of a vehicle, and there's a child in the back, and the child's like kidnapped or whatever. I don't know whether the child's tied up or something. So one of the people that are stuck at this gas station, she goes back in and she doesn't know who drives that vehicle. So one of them are a kidnapper and is doing something heinous, and she doesn't know who it is because everybody seems nice in the gas station. But one of them is driving that vehicle and has a little child out in the back. So I don't know. I've had this for a while. I guess this is a movie too, Shutter Island. Don't know what it's about. Never seen the movie. I think it gets good reviews. I remember I bought this a couple years ago. It's like an island murder thriller. I didn't want to read the back because if they made a movie out of it, it's probably good. That doesn't always mean that. But anyways, Shutter Island by Dennis Lane? I don't know how do you say his last name. But yeah, I thought I know some people don't like sizes like this. I like sizes like this. And the font isn't too small. It's not too bad. So it's good. I have some Darcy Coates books. I read The Haunting of Ash Manor before, and it was good. Like, it's not scary, it's good. And I have this one, The Caro Haunt. So I thought I bought it, secondhand. It's kind of curled. I don't care. I like books like this. I like that they've been loved and read and stuff. I don't mind cracked spines or nothing. I'm gonna read this one. Don't know what it's about again. But it looks pretty darn cool, I think. Yeah. Darcy Coates. This one, it's called Blindness. I meant to read this when I went out. I went out to West this past January to see my new grandbabies. And I brought this with me. I didn't read it, though. Winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature. International bestseller by Jose Saramago. I don't know how to say that. I'm terrible. Anyways, it's called Blindness. And I went through a phase and bought a bunch of books that were or like, not apocalyptic, but like things that, it's like a tower moment for the world that just crushes the world. I guess everybody in the world starts going blind, and like everybody goes blind and the world has to survive, and it happens like overnight or something, and people panic and go crazy and don't know how to live. And just imagine if everybody in the world, you know, was blind. Blind certainly isn't the worst thing in the world, but if everybody in the world went blind, we're so used to all this visual stimulation and, you know, like everything. Okay, this Foxlow is a cult book. I have a series of, well, not a series, I have a lot of cult books that I want to start reading. This one is Foxglow, I guess it's about a little girl. I like this copy. It's hardcover and it feels really good in my hands. A little girl that's in a cult and she's looking for motherly love, like she's treated like crap. And this is all she's ever known. And I think it's a heartbreaking story about this little girl that's in a cult. That's about all I know. But I like the foiling of the leaves and the big beautiful moon there. And it will hopefully crush my soul. I don't know. I want to read this by T.J. Payne. It's Intercepts, a horror novel. I heard really good things about this book. I've had it for a while. And this is about, I think, government experiments. People volunteer, or maybe they're kidnapped into this government program that they're deprived of sleep and all this stuff, which is supposed to push them to be able to develop these certain powers, but people go crazy, of course, or I'm not sure exactly, but I guess it's horrifying, and I hope it scares the bejesus out of me. I don't know if it will, but I want to read this one. Stolen Tongues. This is a horror novel too, and I've had this for a while by Felix Blackwell. I believe this is about a couple that rented a cottage, maybe in Alaska or something, or somewhere up north in Canada, I'm not sure. One night, and they hear some noise outside, and it sounds like a monster, only I think the girlfriend can understand it and starts talking back or something. Oh, just a minute. Who's calling at 6 o'clock in the morning? Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I finished talking about this, but about this couple, and I don't know if it's a monster or what. I don't know. I believe this story started somewhere on Reddit, like one of the Reddit stories, and it developed into a book, and I guess it's good, hopefully. One I'm really excited to read. I've had this on my list before, like planning on reading it, because I love the feel. This, you know how books sometimes feel so good? This feels so good. And it seems like it would be creepy. The Whistling by Rebecca Neatley. I have lamps like that in my house. Yeah, I believe this has to do with somewheres over, I want to say the UK somewheres, I don't know, Scotland maybe, Ireland, I don't know. There's an island. She goes to work on this small little island with a very small population, and I don't know if she works as a nanny or what, but it's in a big old creepy house, and I hope it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know. I want to read it. And then last but not least, well, it's not last. One more to talk about. The Book of M. This is kind of one of those end of the world things too, like Blindness. This, though, is about a couple, and in their world, it's like Earth, but it's there's something taking over the world. People start losing their shadow, like my shadow's right there. They start losing their shadow, and once their shadow's gone, they start forgetting who they are, and they go crazy and lose their mind. I don't know whether they try to kill people or something like that. And it's about a loving couple that they seem to escape it for a while. They move out to isolation somewhere in the woods. But months down the road, one of them, I think she starts losing her shadow, so they know what's going to happen. And it breaks their heart. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's what this is. So I would like to read this one too, because I want to start reading some of the books that I've had for a while. All right, there's one more book that is priority out of all of these books, and it's released March 26. It's a Cressley Cole book, Queen of Halloween, or Witch Queen of Halloween. Oh my gosh, I'll put a picture here. Anyways, Cressley Cole's my OG, like, comfort read person that I buy everything that she reads. I've been reading her for years, like 20 years, and she's coming out with a new book, which is released. I bought a ebook version of it, pre-ordered it. Can't buy a paperback one until the release date, which drives me crazy. I guess in the States you can, but you can't here. So I'm in Canada. But I will have the ebook on the 26th. I'm going to drop whatever the heck I'm reading that day to devour this book. But out of all of these books, I don't suspect I will read all of these books. These are a lot of books. But I will have these ones to pick from when I am reading this month. Hopefully. So, anyways, I do plan on starting to do some more book videos. I really miss it. I miss the community. I have a lot of different simple plans. Like, I've read, I think, 23 books this year so far, or 22 books. I read 94 books last year. Didn't talk about a single one of them. They're on a bookshelf just behind you guys. I kept all the books that I read last year on a specific shelf. I want to organize my other bookshelves I have upstairs. I have a whole bunch of things that I need to do. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me this morning on this stormy, stormy day. And I'm going to say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose. But if not, that's okay too. I still love ya. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really honest and truly do. Yes, I do. So happy reading, one and all. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Boink.